So let's start with Binh from CSE ICON to talk about the first project. So Binh, I'm going to give it over to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Travis. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about one of our ignition success stories. So this customer approached us asking about using ignition for their oil and gas SCADA system. So discussion of this project is going to be how we were able to complete and succeed in the migration of one of their assets to ignition using our Upstream Accelerator. My role in the project was a technical advisor. I was in charge of providing leadership and guidance to the team of integrators and also assisting out as needed. But a little background on the customer. Customer name is Ovintiv. One of the things you might know about them, if you don't, they're a leading upstream oil and gas company with assets across North America. And through some acquisitions, they had multiple SCADA systems that they used to manage their operations of their oil and gas production facilities. So the question for them was they wanted to build an enterprise SCADA system to help simplify the management of all their assets and to handle all the different types of sites that they had in the field. And their question to us was, can you build a robust, scalable, and flexible SCADA system with a responsive HMI to manage the hundreds of sites that they have out in the field? And the answer to that is yes, you can. With ignition and perspective, you can build an enterprise SCADA system with the proper development strategy, basically. So going into a little bit of detail on some of their requirements, the task at hand was basically how do we build a system to integrate ignition, to basically build a SCADA platform for them. So they decided on ignition. They needed to develop a flexible ignition solution that helped them unify all their systems, standardize their data, and also improve efficiency as well. So they were looking for a partner to help them develop a solution. And coincidentally, we at CSE ICON were working internally on a ignition framework to deploy ignition for upstream oil and gas customers. So we leveraged our experience in SCADA and the oil and gas industry to kind of build out a standard data model that's scalable and flexible to handle all the diverse facilities they have out in the field. One of the things that our Upstream Accelerator framework has is a standardized tag and folder structure, kind of using UDTs to standardize our folder structure. Also custom metadata tables and views to store all the site and equipment relationships, and metadata management screens to help manage all those as well. Some of the things that we also built for the Upstream Accelerator framework were, templated tabular screens to quickly kind of build overviews, and also templated detail screens so they can quickly show KPIs for different facilities. So it's kind of a little bit of the groundwork for the Upstream Accelerator that we kind of built for the oil and gas industry. So going ahead, working with the customer, well, the main goal of this project was to migrate one of their assets from a legacy SCADA system to ignition to kind of optimize their operations. So first few steps were requirements gathering and functional design specs. Spent quite a bit of time gathering information about what their facilities were like, equipments, tags, worked with them on understanding how they wanted their HMI to look and feel, how the navigation strategy was, and then we basically customized our Upstream Accelerator to match their needs, basically. For their pilot implementation, they wanted us to integrate and migrate 5 of their central delivery point sites, which is their main facility types that they had at Ovintiv. And they wanted us to migrate that to our upstream data model, basically. So some of the requirements that we had to do, we had to build some custom database tables to store all the relationships between their central delivery points and the wells and tank batteries, SWDs. We needed custom metadata tables to capture those relationships. We also built custom detailed screens for each of the facility types. So their CDPs, or central delivery points, we had to build screens for that, build screens for their wells, tank batteries, and we had to make them templatable. So basically, as they're navigating through all of their different facilities, we'd be able to see them dynamically. So as you're going to one CDP facility, if it's got different equipment than another CDP facility, we didn't want to have to build a second screen for it. There was a single templated screen for each of their screen types to visualize all of them. Also had to build a navigation structure with drop-down boxes to help filter and find the facilities. If you've got hundreds of facilities, it becomes a challenge to basically look and find the data that you're looking for specifically. So created some navigation drop-down filters to help facilitate that. And some other requirements that they had were some custom roll-up calculations for dashboard trending. So big overviews on their screen were to kind of totalize and roll up their production numbers and kind of display them on a screen so they can see what the trends were for each of their roll-ups. Moving on, so overall, the completion of the project. Well, actually, let me go back one slide. Well, for the full-scale implementation, after we finished migrating the first 5 sites, we did go ahead and complete the migration of the remaining facilities. So after the success of the pilot implementation, customer was pleased with the results, and we went ahead and migrated the rest of their sites to the new data model. But overall, looking at the results of the project, we were able to improve their efficiency by letting their users use Ignition to manage their operations. We did end up having better performance on their screens as well, so it was much easier for them to view and trend their data using Ignition as opposed to the legacy system. Development time was saved as well, since we've already had some pre-built screens for them to build their operations, and the user experience was improved as well. So it was much easier for them to find their data, to navigate to the specific facilities and view their data. So some user enhancements that we had to build for them as well were some custom themes and custom trending, so they can have more customizability for each of the users. But overall, the project took just a little bit over 3 months from start to completion. And the end result was we were able to migrate over 100 of their central delivery points with hundreds of wells and tank bedders and SWDs that were also related to the central delivery points. And that was all done all in Ignition. So it's the main goal of that. So next piece is just a couple screenshots of what we kind of delivered for the customer. So you can kind of see a little bit of the layout that we built for them. So the level 1 overview screen, you can kind of get a dashboard view of all of their facilities. The level 2 would be kind of the overviews for all of the facilities at a given route. And then the level 3 would be the individual assets. So kind of dig in a little bit on some of the screenshots. So taking a look at the dashboard, you can kind of see on this side, you can see the navigation tree on the left side, different areas for their facilities. These are routes that are tied to all the facilities, and you can see all the CDP facilities located underneath that. And those roll-up calculations, you can kind of see the trending on it. You can kind of see the basic trend of this particular route's kind of trending upwards with a little hiccup here in the middle. So that's the dashboard view. Kind of going looking to the next level is the well view. So when we're looking at the wells, you can kind of see all of the wells that are associated with this route, and then the production numbers as well. Another screenshot I can kind of show you is the dark mode. So dark mode highlights the customizable themes that we're able to give to the customer. So the users can save their custom theme to when they load up their screens, they can use dark mode if that's their preference. The next screenshot is the individual details for the wells as well. So you can kind of dig into the wells and see all the associated equipment for this specific well. So you can see, depending on which facility they're at, if a facility doesn't have meter data or some certain piece of equipment, these little cards will disappear and hide dynamically based off of that. And there's a schematic screen as well. So as you're looking through and navigating to each of the facilities, you can kind of see what the basic layout is and some basic telemetry on the well facilities. And then finally, they've got a note summary screen. So we built a custom notes functionality to allow the operators to store notes for each facility and kind of view and manage all the notes for their screens, for the facilities as well. And that's basically about it. So that's all we had for the migration project. But like overall, the customer was pleased. They were much happier about the navigation strategy, and it was definitely a more modern and robust system that they're able to use to manage their operations.
Well, thank you very much for presenting your project there, Binh. It really showcases how to bring disparate data together into a single pane of glass and get that data to all the right stakeholders. And you did that just in 3 months. It's really incredible to see, especially see the screenshots that are coming out of that project. So thank you so much for that.